What's up, YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks. And this is another segment of our top 3 option plays this week, where we're just going to go over a few different trades, stock fundamentals, and different strategies that you can do to make it through, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into this week's trades. The first stock that we're going to look into is GOOG. And that's Alphabet, and right now it's trading at $136.29. And so this is going to be a potential bullish pullback position. Based on the most recent data, Alphabet is showing several different bullish signals for us to look out for. Looking at the daily chart up here at the top, the stock has been in an upward trend, and that's showing resilience even after it had this bearish cross on this white 50-period moving average here last week. This is giving some optimism to the stock. And with that pullback, we can see that it had a pull back to that yellow 200-period moving average, and it kind of had a little bit of a bounce there. So this is showing more potential strength with the recent market volatility. Adding to that positive sentiment on this MACD indicator here, looking at the histogram, it's a potential, and this bullish volume is a good indicator as well. Now let's look at 2 different perspectives and look at some of the news and fundamentals. According to the latest data, a Seeking Alpha analysis shows a 16% potential upside for Google, and that's another good strong buy signal. Now moving down to the intermediate 4-hour chart, looking at the volume profile indicator, I like the normal distribution shape. And it looks like the price could be moving back up towards this high volume 140 range. If I was going to get into a bullish position on Google, I'm going to have my entry around 136.90. And so one thing you'll note, I haven't really done this on the videos before. Webull does have the long and short position sizing tools here. And so here it'll show you where I'm looking to enter the position. I also have my stop loss here, my profit target. And let me know in the comments below if you want me to start showing this for all of the positions, but it's going to show the entry, the take profit, and also the stop loss. And so here, one thing I do like is our risk ratio is 1.85. So that's pretty decent. Or each dollar that we're risking, we're anticipating gaining $1.85. So that's great for me. Now, as far as the actual option contract, this position popped up a couple of days ago in my options trading group. And so I called it out. And also I did take some profits on it. So I'm kind of actually waiting for a re-entry on this position. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking at the May 17th, 155 strike price. So the premium is a little bit up there, but I like the delta at 0.21. The theta is pretty low, and it has a high volume and open interest. The next stock on our watch list is going to be AAPL, that's Apple, and right now it's trading at $170.73. Dropped a little bit during after hours. This is also a position that we've been talking about since last week in my options trading group. Let's look at the dropping price action that Apple shares have been having. So they've been falling below a critical psychological benchmark. And we already know that is our 50 and 200 period moving average on the daily chart. Adding fuel to the fire, there's been speculation around Warren Buffett's stance on Apple. The buzz is that Buffett may be considering selling his shares. Given Warren Buffett take a huge step like that, then it's more than likely going to have a huge dent in investor sentiment and possibly create more of a bearish wave in the charts. Technical analysts have also signaled a bearish eye on Apple stock. After that huge drop in Apple's price back in December, almost 14%, now the stock is in an even worse position and signals a bearish outlook, especially if the stock falls any lower than this support that we have right here, technically around this 165 from October. And remember, like we said, Apple stock has dropped below that white 50 and that yellow 200 period moving average on the daily chart. And so that's going to sound off alarm bells for those who do like to use technical analysis to look at that at long-term trends. On the intermediate 4-hour chart, Apple's stock is still showing a strong overall downtrend. And one thing that's interesting in this is this recent pull upwards that we had around early March. And so this could be an attractive bearish entry point, especially if this long-term downtrend continues. So all in all, with the combination of the market speculation and those technical analysis triggers, with the latest news, it does seem like investors may want to consider a bearish perspective on Apple. Okay, so if I was going to enter a bearish position on Apple, my entry is going to be around 170. And so if you see here, I have my entry at 170, my take profit at 167. So it's a little below there. And my stop is going to be around 172. So that's kind of around this high of last Friday. And so we'll see what happens with that going into next week. So as far as the actual option contract, I'm looking at the April 19 puts, the 160 strike price. And so you can see it has a decent premium around 1.2, 1.3. Delta is decent, 1.6. We have a lot of volume here, a high open interest, decent implied volatility. So this looks really interesting. Okay, and the last stock on our list is going to be INTC, that's Intel, and right now it's trading at $44 even, but it dropped a little bit during after hours. Just picture this. Now, Intel's aggressive investments in enhancing its technological capabilities have painted a promising bullish outlook for the company, even with their recent losses that we've seen here. Intel's seen its stock rise by 43% in the last 6 months, so it's a pretty good potential turnaround. Another interesting thing that we've seen is the bullish sentiment in Intel's insiders. So their CEO, Gelsinger, he purchased a lot of shares in Intel. Even looking at the stock chart, it does show strong bullish. We are in a strong bullish trend. You can see we've been using the 50-period moving average as well as this light blue 13-period moving average. On the daily chart, another thing to note is the price is kind of sitting around a high point of control here, around the $43 mark. So this shows that this could be a foundation for more gains. But one thing I wanted to point out is a potential bearish divergence with the RSI. So it kind of looks like we have some lower highs while the price is making higher highs. That could mean a divergence signal, and that could show a weakness in the current trend. So it's just kind of something to look at. But if I was going to enter a bullish position on INTC, I have my entry around $44, $44.20 with a take profit around 46, and that's just this peak here. And a stop is going to be slightly lower than where the point of control is, around $43.30. So that's just something for INTC going into next week, just to see if it recreates or continues in this uptrending pattern short term. As far as the actual option contract goes, I'm looking at the April 19th calls and the 47 strike price. So I like this. We have a really nice premium around 1.27, really cute delta, 0.35, low theta. The volume is cute, 10,000, 21,000 for the open interest with a decent implied volatility. So that's just something that we can look into next week for INTC. If you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure you click that thumbs up button for me. It really helps the channel. Also subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys.